My wife didn't want me to go to my sister's baby shower because we had been trying for a baby and failing for 4 months, but I went anyway, and when I got home, all the locks to our house had been changed, so I told my wife she needed therapy ASAP. My wife and I are both 30. Tried to have our first baby for 4 failed cycles and decided to take a break for a few cycles because we were taking it pretty hard. It's been 3 months since we tried. Meanwhile, my little sister is pregnant with her first baby, which I'm very excited for. My wife was 2 at first. Now here are the texts between us about me going to my sister's baby shower. Are we busy on the 24th? Something I forgot? I don't think so. Why? Baby shower, they said you are VSPD, we couldn't make it. Oh yeah, I don't want to go. Not feeling up to baby things. I understand, it stings. I'd like to go. Support my sister for her first baby. I can go on our behalf. It'd hurt my feelings if you went without me though. She has everything and everyone she needs. I need you. Let's talk when I get home. Second one is the week of the shower. We had therapy the next day, after which wife was once again supportive of me going. Other than saying she'd miss me, I went up a day early to spend more time with family. Nothing seemed off. I've been thinking about it and I don't think it's fair for you to go. I'm still grieving. Even if you're not. Going to this is like twisting the knife. You're twisting the knife. I'm sorry, Dovely. I'm still torn up too. I can't wait to raise kids with you, but we've both always wanted to be an aunt and uncle, and now we get to be. I want to share a little joy while things are tough. You're literally choosing another pregnant woman over me. You can't understand how hurtful that is? My sister. Let's table this until I get home or maybe after therapy tomorrow. Love you. Would it help to start trying again? I feel like not trying isn't. We both were happier when we were. No. Third was a bomb drop I got in the shower. What kind of man can't stay by his woman's side when her world is crashing down? It's making me sick. You're off celebrating when I'm the lowest I've ever been. This is like emotional cheating almost. You're going to have to make up for this betrayal for a while because I'm hurting, thanks to you. Dovely, I love you. I know you want our family to grow. I do too. And I understand the heartbreak. It's kind of hurting my heart to be here too, but I'm also having some gladness which we haven't gotten to have for a bit. This is partly for me but also for my sister and our future nephew. Remember, we want to be his favorite aunt and uncle. We need to talk about this more in therapy. Can't keep brushing it off. Grief is supposed to change over time and I don't think it's changing for you after months. Probably won't change until you give me a baby. Okay. Call you on the way home. Get yourself some curry. DD credit. Fourth text, I still don't know what F all happened but she changed the locks to our house. We had a big argument when she came back to let me in and she insisted this was worse than me cheating on her. It's been almost a week since then. We've been to therapy again, she saw her doctor, neither of them seemed too concerned because she's acting normal now, and even wants to TTC again. I told her I scheduled a first session with my own therapist because I'm hurt, and I don't want to talk to her, much less try for a baby until I work through this myself. She said I'm overreacting because she made it right immediately, came home and let me in the house, and hasn't brought up how she feels about the shower since that night, except for in therapy. Am I overreacting? Ring ring. Headed back. Are you at your mom's? Yes, we're at dinner. Pick up. Now. I need to know why I'm locked out. Head home or I'm kicking in the back door. I already told you betrayed me. You don't get to just come home willy-nippy like nothing happened. Your bag is already packed, go stay at hotel for the night or something. What the fudge? I love you, but what the fudge? Come home now and you're going to the dang doctor tomorrow. Commenter. 4 months is not a lot of time for trying to conceive. It took my husband and I about 1.5 years to finally get pregnant with our first child. I had to have a tubal flushing procedure, which is a non-invasive procedure to flush out the fallopian tubes. I got pregnant a little over a month later. Sometimes women who took birth control prior to TTC have issues with the fallopian tubes being clogged. The success rate with this procedure is very high. I can truly understand now if you're questioning having kids with her. She seems extremely irrational and a little unhinged over something as simple as supporting your family. Update. First, I'll answer a few FAQ from the first post. 1. She does have a diagnosis of panic disorder, hence why she's in therapy and has a psychiatrist, but she hasn't had a panic attack in quite some time. 2. No, we did not show her therapist the texts, yet. I joined her therapy appointment for the first 15 to 20 minutes and they're only 45-minute sessions, so not much time to cover everything. Her therapist, per my wife, said she was in the wrong, but she didn't think there was anything emergent because she came home and fixed the problem right away. Okay, the update. Knowing my wife, she doesn't always hear how she comes off, so I started by sitting her down and reading our text conversations out loud to her, then let her sit with it for a bit. After about 5 minutes of silence, she started crying and said she was a monster and didn't recognize herself. I asked her why that might be and she offered some concerns that I think are genuine. 1. She works in an office and she said 4 of her coworkers are pregnant, 2 have started maternity leave, and for the last couple of weeks she's been covering a lot for both of them, so she's been very stressed. I knew she'd been working longer hours but didn't know how much it was stressing her out. 2. Her parents are extremely pushy about her having kids. They've made comments to us before which I kind of wrote off as normal excited first-time grandparents-to-be, but she showed me texts from both of them, in their family group chat, in the last few months, and they've been sending her quite a few articles about fertility, parenting, etc. One text even said, "Are you actually trying or are you just teasing us?" which clearly hurt her. She shared this with her therapist several sessions ago but never mentioned it to me. 3. She said she's afraid she's projecting her parents' frustration with her onto me and subconsciously felt like I'll leave her if we don't have kids soon, so she might have been lashing out to push me away before I could push her away, and she acknowledged that's wrong of her. We've agreed to take a few more months off of trying, 1 so her work stress can eventually decrease, and 2 so we, as a team, can set some boundaries with her parents. My wife has agreed she's not going to give them trying updates and we will just tell them whenever we're ready to announce a pregnancy someday. I asked her if she realized she went psycho and she said yes, saying she broke and doesn't even remember making some of the decisions she made. But she's very remorseful, and I believe her. I'm booking with my own therapist and she is going to continue with hers. Eventually we may add a couples therapist, but time and money aren't unlimited. She did resume working on the baby blanket she started for our incoming nephew, which she hasn't touched in months. I've kind of left her alone and notice she cries every so often. I'll give her a hug when I notice. She cooked dinner for the first time in a while. We've been so busy we've been surviving on frozen meals and DoorDash. This update will probably disappoint those who wanted us to divorce immediately, but it is what it is. The dust is still settling, but I feel like some mending is occurring. Commenter: I'm glad to hear this update. When I read the first post it seemed like a situation that could be handled if your wife was willing to accept the fact that she was clearly in the wrong, and you come across as someone who would know when that point has passed. I mentioned in a comment that the stress she's putting on herself probably pushed her reaction, and it makes sense that it was coming from an external source too. NGL, it seems like a very silly and short-sighted idea to get pregnant when so many coworkers are and she's covering part of their work. I can't believe she actually wanted to be pregnant while doing extra work already. It leads me to believe even more that the research going into this process was a little lacking in general, and again, makes sense if it was driven by external pressure from parents. Commenter 2. Her parents need to fudge off. What horrid people. OP, yeah, I always say my wife is tiny but mighty. Except when it comes to them. I have a feeling that when we sit down with them, I will be the one laying down the law, which I'm prepared to do, because that pissed me the heck off. She might be a monster right now, but that's my monster, dang it, it's not a little joke. They're implying that she's lying to them, which probably made her feel even more like she owed them information, and they're applying pressure that she's not doing something right to get pregnant.